Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about solutions. Za eigyo desu. Sore de wa ikimashou. So let's get going. This is the 5th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and now my new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 274. Today, we're talking about our solution provision. After having asked the buyer a lot of questions about their current situation and where they want to be, we know if we can help them or not. It isn't a given that we can. Only we will know if we have the right solution for them. We can provide a wrong or partial solution. The client will not, however, get the outcomes they need. Yes, we grab the dough in the short term, but our business reputation will get slammed, and our trust quotient out in the marketplace will be eclipsed. We must always keep in mind that a deal is a deal, but reputation and trust are permanent assets. If we cannot provide the right solution, then we should tell the client we cannot help them. There is a cadence for us to follow when presenting the solution for the client's problem. We go through 5 phases. We cover the facts, benefits, the application of the benefits, provide concrete evidence, and then do a trial close. Number 1, facts. Salespeople often never get beyond this first level, explaining the facts, data, features, and the spec associated with the solution. They get bogged down in the micro detail. Now, these details are important because, well, we have to provide the buyer with confidence that what we are saying will work. These facts have to be provable, and we need hard evidence to back them up. Often, the buyer will pull us into the morass of the micro detail because they are analytical personality types and love the numbers. However, we have to remember that the buyer is not buying the process. They are buying the outcome from the process. Number 2, benefits. Having explained the details of how the process works and the features of our solution, we need to describe the benefits. What does this feature provide in the way of results for the buyer? What will be different and what will be better as a result of buying our solution? A certain weight, color, dimension, process, etc. are just details. They do not do anything by themselves until they are linked to the outcomes the buyer is seeking. If the details don't deliver what the buyer needs, then we are having the wrong discussion. The content of our description of the solution and what it will do for the client has to line up perfectly with what they require. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Our show today is brought to you by our Dale Carnegie course running on the 2nd of February. On the 8th of February, we'll have our Confident English program. On the 14th of February, we're doing leadership training for managers. And on the 16th of February, we're doing the 3-day version of the Dale Carnegie course. Check out our website, www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. And they're all available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Number 3, applications. We know the knowledge by itself isn't as important as the application of the knowledge. So it is with applying the benefits of our solution. We need to go into detail of what the solution will mean for the buyer's company. What things will it help eliminate? What things will it help expand? What will it improve? Again, having an inert benefit is meaningless. What happens inside the buyer's business when that benefit is applied to their enterprise? This is where the rubber meets the road, as we say. What will be different after we have applied our solution? What can they see on a daily basis that will help them to do even better than before? This explanation process is absolutely critical. It works extremely well if we've fully understood their business, the market in which they operate, and where they are in relation to their competitors. Number 4, evidence. Just because a salesperson says so doesn't mean the buyer believes it. This is where we need to be able to refer to where this same solution has benefited a similar company, in a similar situation, in a similar industry. The closer we can get the example we are using to the buyer's reality, the more convincing the example becomes. This is an important stage, as it will give the buyer more confidence that we know what we're doing, having done this before and have achieved good results. Every company is specific, so there will always be differences with the comparison company. This is where storytelling comes in, as we bring the drama of the solution to life. We tell the tale of what happened in our example through the people involved. Number 5, trial, close. Once we've gone through these stages, we test whether the client has understood what we have said. We try to flush out any hesitations or objections so that we can deal with them. It isn't a complex step. We just ask, how does that sound so far? And then shut up and wait for their answer. That question is enough to find out where we are in the sales cycle and whether we can ask for the order. We should never fear objections or clarifications. We should fear the opposite. If they don't say anything, then start to worry. It may be that they don't care because they've already deleted our solution as a possibility. Objections, questions, etc. shows interest. This allows us to add more pinpoint proof to how our solution will help them achieve their desired outcomes. These steps are all required, and required in this order to convince the client to buy. The conversation is unlikely to be this neatly ordered. However, we must keep the discussion on track and address each of these points in this cadence to be successful and get the business. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Use it and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.